Okay, brand new little intro.
First time I've seen it.
That certainly beats. Well, okay, guys, welcome back.
Yeah.
The old one. No, it's cool. Nice to see it in action. Big thanks to everyone involved. Gabe Gallucci on the sort of musical side of things. He's an incredible at what he does. Corey and Casey mixing in the images and stuff like that for the last few months. We knew it needed a fresh look.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, it looks really good. It turned out awesome.
It definitely does. Okay, let's see what's going on. How was your weekend, lad?
Pretty good, uneventful. Didn't
Quiet?
Really yeah, pretty quiet. Just hanging out.
Get a little chill time.
A little chill time. Much needed.
Yeah. It's going to be a busy few weeks. We obviously are heading down to Carlsbad next week.
Yeah.
We've got some product tests and that will be fun.
Have you seen their stuff yet? Did you see it when you were in
I saw
Scotland?
it, yeah. It looks great. It really does. So now I'm excited to get down there and actually hit it and get some numbers on it and validate it against the claims, I guess, is always the biggest thing. Obviously TSI was such a good product. It was definitely our best selling wood of the last 2 years. So when you see the next evolution of that, it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Is it pretty good buzz like on tour with it? Is that
without getting giving the game away in terms of what's different, what they have changed is really what the tour players like to see. Cool. So there's some subtle changes to the shaping on TSR4. There's some little changes to that. So I think it'll be good. I'm keen to see how you hit it, and both of us. I mean, we take our fair share of stick for both being a couple of tailor-made wood players, a couple of groupies. Fine, we like their stuff, but I'm always keen to see if something can push it out the bag. Golf over the weekend. Got to start with Brooke.
Yeah.
Second major.
It's pretty impressive. I know she hung on because it was looking like it was slipping away from her there, and then she did what's hard to do in golf, and that's turn the ship around and kind of ride it out and make the most of it. So it was pretty impressive the way she bounced back in that back nine, or like the last 5 holes.
Yeah, totally.
Pretty cool.
I think almost like the scene was set for her struggles when she missed that little birdie putt Saturday afternoon. She missed a little one on the 18th green that was probably our playing partners would have given it to her. It was like a 3-footer that she kind of stabbed at a little bit.
I think that's her thing. When she gets a little nervous, you can tell her stroke gets a little quicker, a little stabby, which understandably so.
Yeah, definitely. But she got it done.
She got it done. It doesn't matter how. It's
I know
how many. So
we just Corey was showing us some. It was as an Instagram post or Twitter post by the Fried Egg or something like that, comparing Nelly Korda to Brooke. And similar age group. I think Nelly is 24 turning 25. So Brooke is 24 turning 25. Nelly's 23 just about turning 24. Brooke now has 1 more major and has 2 more LPGA wins. Yet we obviously we see Nelly as the phenom, the darling of the LPGA, and she's great, but Brooke's pretty great too.
Yeah, no, and they both it'd be cool to watch them the next 10 years or whatever they decide for a career, because I think they'll push each other a lot, and it's good for kind of golf in North America.
It is. You do feel like if Brooke had the putting touch of a Inby Park, something like that, I mean, how good would she be? The way she hits it, she hits it pretty long, and she's really pretty good.
Brooke is she swears by that Garson grip that I use. Actually, she's kind of said it even in her interview that
the quad tour
has changed her putting for the better. So it's cool to hear her say that. I'm sure it's a cool thing for Garson as well.
Absolutely. PGA Tour, Piercy had an unfortunate back nine. Nice to see Finau's normally the one that has the lead on the back nine and somebody else steals it from him, so he kind of backdoored that one, I guess you could call it. Piercy was 5 over the backside, and Finau managed to sneak in even with the bogey at the last and get it home in 33, so good to see.
Yeah, I think it was interesting that in the coverage when it was they were saying it was pretty much over, and Nick Faldo's like what he says, like, Tony Finau's going to win this tournament. What's his name's like, what?
Really?
What are you on about? And then this is when I think Scott had a 5-shot lead maybe.
Yeah.
And I think Tony was like 6 behind or something, and he's like, he's going to win this.
Wow.
And then turns out he did, so it was pretty wild.
Good call from
Nick.
From Sir Nick.
Sorry.
Richie Ramsey, fellow Scotsman at Hillside on the DP World Tour. Nice to see them taking it to, you know, a bit of a hidden gem golf course. Hillside is in Southport on England's Gulf Coast, and you know, in the kind of Liverpool area roughly. So you've got a lot of great golf. You've got you know, you've kind of got obviously Hoylake in there. You've got, you know, Birkdale in and around that area. Tons of great golf there, and Hillside is one that maybe technology would have seemed that it would have passed it by, but you know, that it's nice to get a different winner because of that. It's not like it's a 74, 75, 100-yard monster. I mean, Richie Ramsey doesn't hit it any further than you or I, and he's managed to get the win there first time in a few years. So I think those types of courses do even out the playing field from time to time. Yeah,
I actually played with Richie Ramsey in the Belgium Open Pro-Am.
Another one that's had the Boucher effect.
Yeah, he's won twice now in tour this year. He won earlier in the year.
Did he win early in the year?
Yeah, and then he lost in a playoff. He lost in a playoff or something, and they won the next week. But the week I played with him, he's a good player. He's a golf course junkie. Like he's obsessed with golf course architecture, and very cool. I think that's what he wants to do.
Very, very cool. Can we dive into some questions?
Let's do it. There's 2 super chat.
Okay, I'll dive into those. Sticky, have you guys ever experienced injuries from hitting off unforgiven mats? Yes, definitely a little bit of kind of, you know, lead elbow pain, little tendonitis in the lead elbow. Definitely have. Our good friend Mike Carroll over at Fit for Golf has some good exercises for strengthening, you know, the arm around tendonitis and stuff, get you back out on the course a lot quicker. So definitely check that out, Fit for Golf, Mike Carroll. But yeah, I definitely have. You?
I haven't, but I'm so shallow.
You are so shallow. Yeah, you're picking it clean off there anyway. Yeah. So hopefully you get that, you know, sorted. There's nothing worse.
It can psychologically mess you up as well.
Yeah, you don't want to go down and get it, do you? You can end up pulling out the shot. Steve D, thanks again for the super chat, guys. It's really, you know, definitely appreciated. What would you give the more suitable gapping? What would give the more suitable gapping after the 7 wood? After 7 wood. 225s and 4 to gap wedge. Or well, it's an interesting one, that isn't it? Because we talked about it. We just done a video with my 14 irons, and we just talked about how relevant are lofts anyway.
Yeah,
it's just the distance that they go and that sort of thing. So, Stephen, it ultimately depends on how far. Like, you can be a 7-wood player who's like Mac and shallow and can hit it quite high, and then you've got others who maybe lean the handle and squeeze it a little bit, who'll turn a 7-wood into a 4-wood or even a 3-wood, and obviously they hit it so much further. So it just depends which one. If you are somebody who's adding loft, it could be the 5-iron that is the next club, but it could also be the 4 as well. So it's really, honestly, hard to say. I mean, speed wise, you've got quite a lot of speed 7-irons at 92 to 94. Yeah, honestly, hard to say without knowing your delivery characteristics.
Well, even today with your 2 irons that we were trying there, P760 and the 14 4-iron, like the yardages were different, the launch was different. Yeah. Technically, they're the same club. Yeah. But they did totally different things.
Totally different jobs. Yeah. I would love to see you know your number with the 7-wood and then go out and hit the 4 and the 5-iron, and then see which one gives you the best gap, and that will help you out on that one. Okay, and head back in. Some hellos from some old faces. Dave, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. It's been a while since Dave's been able to tune in. Delighted you could join us. John, I know this is one we're getting a lot right now, John, is anything you fellas can share about the release dates or pre-order dates of TSR, been eyeing up TSR to replace TSI. I mean, expect it in October is what I'll say. Fairly vague, fairly open, but I'd say expect it in October and be hopeful of hitting it prior. Yeah. Interesting. Freddie's saying Finale just won with the Pro V1 left dot. Think we'll see it in normal retail soon, or will the next gen Pro V1 be more like the current left dot? I don't think the next gen Pro V1 will be more like left dot, because what Tony Finau needs and what the average golfer needs is not the same. I mean, it's considered a tour ball. You know, I've got a couple of dozen at home that I kind of sometimes dig into. They may be making the trip to Cabot this week, considering how windy it is, so keeping that spin down a little bit. So yeah, no, I don't think it will end up in retail though. What you got?
Someone looking to get into golf, am I better off buying secondhand clubs, more lessons, or properly fitted clubs and fewer lessons? Really depends on what your swing is, and I mean, if there's a lot of quick learners that come into the game right away and have decent understanding of mechanics and stuff, but I mean, I think both are important. It just depends who the golfer is.
Totally. I mean, yeah, you can't really give one more importance than the other. You know, I get the argument of, you know, get your swing in place first, then get clubs. I get that, but also don't learn your golf swing with ill-fit clubs, or you'll make a bunch of compensations for the wrong type of clubs. I mean, you know, if you can kind of do it hand in hand. Remember, when you're a beginner or you're just starting the game, a fitting isn't the same as it would be if you're working with an elite player. You're going to be just making sure they're playing the right length, the right weight, the right grip size, the right head style, the right set composition. You obviously try and make things as easy as possible. That is a club fitting. Yep. You know, it doesn't matter whether we're in there and we're looking at dynamic lie angles or whatever it might be. You know, the basics are still a club fitting.
Absolutely.
Okay. Eric is asking about two of the most popular irons out there. What are your thoughts on Titleist T100s and 223s? Eric, I'd probably say, you know, maybe sneak back and have a look at our video with the TCB. Because we had both of those in that. So last week we done the test of the Callaway, the Tour Cavity back. We also tested it against Mizuno 223 and T100 and what was the other one? Strixon?
Yeah, Strixon.
ZX7. So, I mean, T100s are smaller. Actually, Eric, a better comparison on that one is T100S and 223s. The loft is more comparable at 28 degrees on the 6 iron. So maybe a slightly better comparison than that, but both really, really good irons.
Yeah. So many.
Christopher is apologising. Hey Ian, forgive me if I overstepped. I sent you a private DM on Instagram to share with you how much you've helped me. Christopher, that in my book does not constitute overstepping the mark if you've just said how thankful you are for the TXG channel helping you with your game. We're happy to hear that at all times, so you know, no problem at all. Absolutely no problem.
Got that super chat.
Super duper. Okay, Sean. Let me see. It's way down there. Hey, Sean. Okay. Sean's been fit for irons 1.5 inch over length, playing Dynamic Gold 120s. They feel heavy. Yep, they definitely would. Should I use graphite? Yeah, I would say graphite would be a really nice way to go with this. I mean, you could definitely do MMT 105s. You could do Acra 100Is. You could do the 105 LA Golf L series shafts. But yeah, I think really important, Sean, for you to work with a club fitter and builder, you know, and get the iron spec'd out properly. Yeah. Take out some of that that static weight, so you feel like you can still move them nicely. You've got good speed, but you're obviously a tall guy, so you're probably just swinging your arms at it. You can swing it at 105 to 110. So yeah, I would definitely lighten those up a little bit. Balance point is very important in that. Keeping the balance point a little bit higher is nice when you're playing clubs that long. So probably LA Golf L Series would be one of the ones I would choose.
Recommendations on hybrids to try that have a ball flight closer to an iron. I'm still playing an Adams Super LS4 hybrid and haven't found anything with the ball flight I like as much. So it kind of depends how you hit your irons. I'd say we'd have to kind of see what flight window they're in, and then there's quite a few options out there in terms of hybrids with different launch characteristics.
Yeah, I think the Stealth hybrid, the little the adjustable one, Stealth Plus. I mean, I think that one for me definitely flies more like an iron. I think you could probably even get into a little bit of the Stealth UDI conversation. I mean, I know they're not
the bigger
directly, like the DHY, the driving hybrid. You can get into those. TSI 3 has a nice compact little head. So again, it's all about CG placement, keeping it forward, not letting it get too low and back. That's always going to launch it a little bit higher. So there are some good options. Just look for some of the smaller heads that are out there. Okay.
Scottish fitters you would recommend?
Scott Gourley at SGGT would be kind of the pick of the bunch right now in Scotland for sure. There's some cool things happening on the East Coast with the boys at Auchterlonie's. Bobby and Adam have got some cool things in the works over there, building a nice studio. So that will definitely be another destination for club fitting in the home of golf. But right now in Edinburgh at Swanston Golf Club, where Scott Gourley and his team would probably be the place to go.
Super chat. Hi, Ian and Mac. Have you ever considered collaborating with Good Golf? The boys are always traveling and always being fit for clubs. I did some stuff with them in Dubai briefly. I played a couple holes with them. I know they're busy. I didn't think their schedule looks pretty full with. I know they're over in Europe right now with Rick Shields.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure.
Always open. Yeah, we're always down, to collaborate. I was chatting with Matt Fryer when I was over, and we were saying to Matt, he was talking about traveling, trying to get to the US to play a little bit. It's like, if you ever want to come to Canada, please stop in. We'd love to get some golf with you and kind of work through some of the fitting stuff. I think obviously we focus the most on the fitting stuff on our channel. They'll do a little bit on the equipment review side of things, but they also delve into course vlogs or maybe some teaching stuff. We're always open to. I think as the channel evolves, we've probably said this a few times, but that is
more collaborations.
That is what we
were
looking to do for sure. What else have we got here? Alan is asking, Ian, I'm wondering how long does it take to build a set of irons? Looking for a set. Want to play before September. Alan, it depends. Again, if you're talking, are you talking about with us specifically, or it's all going to be about stock levels right at this point. I think end of July, you want to play with them before September. You might be up against it with a lot of the companies still with supply chain issues, but again, if you're coming to see us at TXG specifically, and maybe that's why you've kind of asked us about it, I would just reach out to us and see what we have in stock. We can sort of probably preempt some of the things that we'll have you hitting in the fit, and then we can tell you what we have, what we don't have, and give you a little idea before you come in, set your expectation.
It's the best way you warm up at a golf course that doesn't have a range. I just trunk slam, go to the tee and pray. Pray
for the best. Well, you have such a kind of quick, good length swing, I don't think you're probably somebody who gets that stiff or that sore. Is that fair, or do you get?
I get. To be honest, I probably swing my best when I am stiff and sore because I cool it down a little bit and maybe take a little bit of the speed off. But I mean, in terms of warm up, like I just try to get my body moving a little bit. I think some stretching, some basic. I used to, when I was playing full time, I did kind of keep some bands in my bag that I would just strap to a tree or something and just do some stuff like that. But because I was never big on hitting a bunch of range balls to get warm, I would do a couple wedges, couple mid irons, and a couple drivers, and
get a little feel for the strike.
Boot it. For the most part, I was just doing like some stretching with the bands.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the reality at a lot of courses, especially in the UK, that don't have practice areas. I always carry my stack system with me, so that's kind of a little warm-up aid. Kind of gets the big muscles going. I load up all the weights to start, get all the big muscles going, and then as I'm trying to kind of maybe work in some speed things, I'll maybe reduce the weight of it a little bit and try and get the speed up, get the feeling of the release. So that really does it for me. But I just think a little bit around knowing where the low point is in your swing. So if you can find a bit of turf or something where you can kind of make a few swings brushing the grass, even with chipping or pitching, nice to get a little feel for that release and get a feel for where that low point is occurring. If it's like slightly back, is it too far forward? But yeah, I don't necessarily, most places, even if they don't have a range, have got a putting green. Like at least go hit some putts and get a feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a portion of the green 20 feet apart, throw 2 tees down, putt down to 1 tee, putt back up to the other tee, and start to get a little feel for that. That's a Gareth Raflewski special, that one. So yeah, that's what I would be doing.
I've seen this a couple times. Proto concept irons. Yes, potentially yes.
Pull them out. Did we show the lovely people these last week? And how nice is that? Little proto concept forged. That's the C01. I've seen some interest. I think actually our good friend Mick Crowley was asking about the C07. Must be the bigger one. I know Lydia plays these. I mean, how good's that?
Yeah, it looks good.
Little pre-worn leading edge.
Looks really good. They won't come in lefty, so I don't even want to look at them.
Bastards. Stephen's asking best recommendations for golf courses to play around Dornoch, making a trip over and we'll be playing Dornoch, but looking for more. Tain would be another one, Stephen, to play. Tain is nice. Skibo Castle, if you have any kind of connections in the area that can get you onto Skibo, it's really, really nice. Don't know how far Lossiemouth is from there, but RAF Lossiemouth, I always see when I'm playing Dornoch, I see the fighter jets being flown around the kind of water, the little bay area there. So Lossiemouth can't be far away because I know they leave from the RAF base. So I would say those would be the 3 that I would say would be really good.
Super chat there. When should someone play 50, 54, 58 versus 52, 56, 60? My pitching wedge is 46, and I just have no confidence with my 60, struggling hitting these 50 and in shots.
I have 50 in shots, no confidence with my 60.
I mean, I know quite a few people, myself included, I don't use my 60 for much other than around the green shots or a specialty shot that I need to get some height on it or get it up quick. So I think it just depends. Like if you're not using your 60 for much, it could be worth going to a 58.
Could be for sure. Well, the way I've got my wedges set up right now, I've got 47, 52, 57. So I went 5 degree increments, exact same as last year. But I now have the option of a 62. But the 62, I'm not going to play everywhere.
No.
If I'm playing a course that is fairly flat without, raised greens and stuff like that, like I can hit most of those shots with a 57. And then I'll put a club into the long end of the bag. So, yeah, I quite like the 50, 54, 58 play for Ben. I think that makes a ton of sense. You can also do 50, 55, 60. Which is what I played last year. So, I mean, I know that the wedge, no one's really making a wedge, or some companies do, but maybe Mizuno is one of the few, but a 55 is not a common loft on a wedge. So I can see why people think it's either this or that option, 50, 54 or 58, versus the standard gap sand lob was 52, 56, 60. It doesn't have to be. Back to what we said in previous videos, just see what loft fits the job.
Sometimes I don't even really care what the loft, like I don't even want to know what the lofts are, as long as it's doing what I'm trying to do, and it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a tool for a job, isn't it? It's fit for purpose, and as long as it does that, it is good to go. But thanks for the super chat, Ben. Really appreciate that, pal. Let's see.
Are we going to test the new Ping chipper?
Mikey's ordered it.
To be honest, like, I think it makes sense. Like, I know people are going to say it's like a shortcut and a band-aid and stuff, but realistically, for a lot of golf courses when you don't need crazy height on a chip shot, you can get away with a lot of bump and runs and whatnot. I think it serves a purpose for a big range of golfers, personally. Like, I'm actually surprised that it's taken this long to become like relevant again. Like, I think.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, playing with my dad when I was home, and he is a tremendous putter and a tremendously bad chipper. And I just see during the round when he mishits a couple of chips or he hits a couple heavy and just stubs it, like his confidence just erodes. Whereas if he could put a putting motion on a 40 or 42 degree chipper, like I know he could play that shot so well.
And it even kind of looks with like the shallow face and whatnot, it kind of looks like a putter.
Definitely.
So it's just going to change your whole thought process behind it, which I think is beneficial. Again, I mean, they've always been, people kind of get made fun of when you see a chipper in a bag, but I think if it says Ping on it, you're not going to get made fun of anymore, personally.
I think he might be of that stubborn era though still, where he might look at it and go, you honestly want me to use a chipper?
But I think, like, in a bag, if you stuck it in the bottom,
hide it a wee bit.
Yeah, just hide it in the bottom with the wedges. I don't think anyone will even know.
A wee head cover on it or something.
I might stick one in the bag. I might just use one of them and that's it. 7-iron chipper.
A variable length, little telescopic length shaft on it.
Too easy.
Chippy chip. Okay.
Super chat.
Anthony. Hello gents, I'm in a modest 120X. I was fit last year with the Mura TC MB, very nice, and I'm finding them light. Love the feel. Yeah, absolutely, Anthony. A 125 would definitely work. I actually played that same shaft as you, Anthony, the modest 120X last year, and even moving to that Dynamic Gold 120 X100 feels heavier to me because the balance point is lower. So Christopher's adding another little bit of context to his one. Please read goes into helping with my struggles. I will definitely do that, Christopher. I will look that up for sure. Thank you, my friend. Justin, how does Project XIO compare to the Oban CT115? I'm thinking of upgrading my irons to see. Wondered if it's worth upgrading. Interesting. We have had people who, there's been difficulties getting Oban shafts from Japan. That Project IO is of a similar weight category, but it doesn't appear to be the same or similar when you get it on the course and when you use it. So how does it compare to? We have to see you hitting it, Justin. You know, it's a similar weight, it's similar, I guess it's not similar design, because the Project XIO stands for individually optimized, which means every shaft is kind of a little bit more built for the purpose of a 4-iron versus the purpose of a wedge, and obviously that's going to be different, whereas the Oban shafts are just one shaft design, and we have that throughout the set for the consistency of those, so they are different. Oh, Mr. Coates, oh come on, have a pint on me at Cabot, lads, enjoy. Thank you, that is exceptionally kind. You are a gent. Alex is asking, favourite golf movie?
I'd say Caddyshack or Happy Gilmore. I don't know if I could really decipher between those two, personally. I haven't really watched many of them, to be honest. Can't remember the last time I watched either of those ones either. It's been a while.
Been a while. I think Happy Gilmore's good. I mean, there's so many. I kind of like the ones that kind of retell history a little bit rather than are, a little bit more in the kind of obviously the comedy side of things. I forget. Have you ever seen the Ben Hogan one?
No, I literally haven't seen many of them.
Ben Hogan? I forget. It's been a while since I watched it. They played at the Golf Channel for a while.
Tin Cup is good.
Tin Cup's pretty good.
That's what someone just said. I agree with that.
Tin Cup is pretty
Tin
good.
Cup's a good one. There's a few classics.
I forget what that's called.
When should golfers replace their irons? When they aren't doing what you want them to do, I would say. If they're not doing, if you feel like you're leaving stuff on the golf course and you feel like you're not getting the performance, consistency, stuff that you feel like you should be, then it could be time to maybe go get fit and see if there's a better option for you.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely. Some people weighing in with their favourites. Bagger Vance, obviously, the best game ever played. Bagger Vance getting a lot of love. Follow the Sun, that's the Hogan one. Is pretty cool. Greatest game ever played. That was pretty cool as well. Do you know the story of the match? At Cyprus, it was the two best amateurs in the world against the two best pros in the world at a time when you could be the best amateur in the world and be the best player in the world at the same time. So it was Hogan and Byron Nelson against Harvey Ward and the other one escapes me. Harvey Ward and let me just get it here. It'll come to me. That one was good.
I haven't seen any of them.
Kenny Venturi, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and talks about they both, well, spoiled, but they just play like this wild round at Cyprus, and kind of like it's a bit of a secret that they're playing a match and it's been like funded by some local businessmen and stuff like that, but word gets out around the town that like Ward and Venturi are playing against Hogan and Byron Nelson, and more people start turning up at the course and come to see it. By the time they come down to the stretch, it's like there's a whole load of people there. It's one of the, I read the book and honestly one of the best golf books you'll ever read. It's amazing.
Check it out.
Mike is asking, when is Drew Cooper coming back on the channel? Can he do the driver showdown for 2022, please? No, he can't do the driver bracket for 2022. This man will be doing that. But because the problem is with Drew, like he needs very low lofts, and it's not like we can have him hit like a head that's got a little bit more of a higher launch, higher spin characteristics, since it's so hard. So no, but we did get the new Cobra LS, the LTD LS long drive head in the other day, 5.5 degrees, can turn it down to 4. So this is one of the ones, I think they built 16 of them for Kyle to hit, and they sent us one for testing, so we'll need to get the big man out to whip that one. It'll be interesting to see him hit a 4-degree head. Be cool.
Crazy. Do you guys find that oversized grips deliver more consistent face angle?
Oh, no, one man that does. Mr. Bryson, Jumbo Max. I mean, that's for him, keeping that face square for longer, a bit less hand roll or handle roll, grip roll, is really what he's looking for. So, do I find it does that? In some players' hands, yeah. I mean, in some players' hands, if you've got larger hands, small grip, and you find yourself just being overly active, yeah, it definitely can do that. But I don't think it's something that can be classed as a blanket statement that you can say works for everyone.
Yeah.
So every hooker of a golf ball would have the biggest grips imaginable, and it just doesn't kind of work that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Have we seen an upward trend in people getting fit for graphite irons? Seem to get a lot more people than I used to with them. Definitely. I mean, I'm still considering, and we're leaving tomorrow, I'm still considering pulling out the LA golf shafts and putting them in my 14 irons. I like them that much. So yes, I think that's definitely popular. MMTs, spent some time watching Abe Answer at the Open. I mean, he loves his MMTs. You've played Accra shafts many times. You've still got them in wedges right now.
I still have them in wedges, and I use them in the irons for a year.
Yeah,
I like them.
They're nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's a different feel for sure.
Yes, yeah.
But I think some people would really like them. I do like them.
David, you try to get me in trouble. Have heard Mizuno are bringing out new irons later this year. Have you heard anything? I just upgraded to 225s. Your 225s are just fine. They're a lovely iron, right? You know the product cycles for Mizuno. 1 year it's a JPX year, the next year it's an MP year, Mizuno Pro year. So I'm sure that answers your question without me answering your question.
I'm left-handed but golf right-handed. Any advice? I'm left-handed and golf left-handed, and I am right-hand dominant. I think it's a good thing for us because we can be lead side dominant. It can quiet down our trail hand and eliminate some of like the mistakes that a lot of people that are vice versa would struggle with. So I would say just work on being lead side dominant, and depends what your swing's like though. Like without seeing your swing, I don't want to jump to a conclusion too much, but for me it eliminates the flip and eliminates a lot of things that an active bottom hand would do.
Definitely. What other one did I see there? Freddie, following on I guess from the graphite iron conversation, do we think Fujikura will release new iron shafts soon? Will they include Velocore? I mean, they could. They definitely could. It's a material that has obviously been a massive success for them in the wood, the wood category. So Ventus iron shaft. I mean, I think that would be pretty amazing. Yeah. You could see some lighter Ventus red iron shafts at like 60 to 80 grams. You could probably see a Ventus blue kicking in from 90 to 110, and then some tour weighted Ventus blacks. That would be pretty cool. I'd like to personally see that.
Ian, would love to see you do more club reviews. You did 2 this morning.
Done 2 this morning. Get myself in the
tomorrow that's going out with Ian swinging away and me butchering behind the counter.
Oh, you're doing very, very good. Getting more used to it as the weeks go on. I mean, it'll come and go. I mean, I think Mac is our lead tester. He's perfect for doing these tests. He's super consistent. He can do anything I ask him to do in terms of manipulation of the golf club. You saw with those videos last week. I mean, I think some shock to the system for some people how straight when we were hitting TCB or the seed ball test, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
We were doing seed ball testing. You were very much just hitting some kind of neutral shots. It's not that you can't hit neutral shots. It's just that you choose not to, or you see the shot a different way.
No, I just find when I'm under the gun,
yeah,
and when you're super focused on trying to deliver a very square club face, and you're relying on that.
Yeah.
As soon as you have those nerves or anything like kind of involved like that, then that's when things can go sideways for me, literally left or right. So for me, shaping it allows me to commit to the one miss, and I know where my ball's going easier. So that's why I do it.
Yes, but there are some products that we can only get right-handed. That's when I'll tag in and hit a few. So it's always nice. I mean, there's Brian wants to see me do a few more. Fine. There's people who only want to see Mac do it. It's variation and variety on the channel. I think because I think someone once said to me when we first started the channel, you'll never please more than 20% of your audience with any one video, because 80% will find it not applicable to them. I completely understand that. So, and the audience should as well, that, if there's a video that maybe you don't like, maybe it wasn't meant for you. Maybe it was meant for another segment of the market. And I always just say, read the comments. That'll tell you whether, the people like it or they don't, or they find it's, applicable to them or they don't. Normally there's someone in there going, this has helped me a ton, this has been great, and there's someone out there it's appealing to.
Yeah.
Lots of TXG Vancouver, TXG Ottawa chat in the questions as well. Yep, and yep. Coming soon. What do you see there, boy? Anything catching your eye?
I'm in the market for hot metal irons, but can wait a bit. Should I wait for the 923s?
923s? I don't know what you're talking about. 923s?
I wouldn't be the guy.
I wouldn't be the guy to tell you either. But there's going to be some JPX irons coming, so hang fire for that. What brand of shirt is that you're wearing?
7 Diamonds.
Seven Diamonds. Matt, you are right. Is that a 7 Diamond shirt? It is. It is. Okay, guys, we have 3.5 minutes left. We'll try and get as much as we can done. John is asking, he's in the market for hot metal irons, but...
That's the one we just had.
Oh, we just got that one. Sorry, John. Super chat, we're going to get it twice for you. DJ saying, would be cool to see you guys what we could do with gears. We had gears. We had it through a difficult time. We installed it and we found it a little bit, on our side of things, a little bit on the kind of glitchier side. It never quite got as much use as we would have liked. So, we decided not to renew it. It is a great technology. The places who use it and utilize it every day for their business model, I think it has massive value and use. It just doesn't fit our model quite as well as I thought it would have. Not saying we'll never touch it again. I mean, when we build this bespoke filming studio, maybe it's another technology that we add to that. We've got some pretty cool ideas for what that will look like and what it'll be. So maybe gears will be back in the future then. We will see. You seen anything new from Wilson? Any new products coming from them?
Not that I'm aware of. I saw a lot of Wilson hats over the weekend in Europe, and even on the girl who came second, I think, at the Evian was a Wilson player. Don't quote me on that, but I think I saw Wilson on her hat. I just don't hear about it over here, really.
No, we don't. Have you heard anything about the Ping carbon fly driver? I've never heard of such a thing. That's a genuine one. I'm not being, I'm not joking around when I say I've never heard of the carbon fly. You may have heard of the new one before us. So,
yep,
never heard of it, if that's what the new one's called.
Is it cheating to turn loft up on my Sim 2 to close face to calm a big fader slice? I mean, it's a tool for sure. It's probably a little bit of a band-aid maybe, but if it works, then it works. I
definitely wouldn't call it cheating, that's for sure. I definitely would not. No, it's something, it's a technology, it's a function, so use it. I certainly do. When I get snappy with the driver or I'm hitting it too high, first thing to go is turn down the loft, open the face. I'm always looking for that, so no. Veil, thank you so much for the super chat. That is another super generous one. When does the golf season typically start in Toronto area? Would love to get my next full bag done at TXG when I get my swing into a place and play some golf abroad. Love the channel. Thank you. That's awesome. When the season starts,
I wouldn't come before June or mid-June. Personally, it
really
starts earlier, but you could come over here and it could be some pretty nasty stuff and not get the full kind of treatment of the trip. So I would say if you can, hold off until end of June. Start of July is probably your best bet, or into the fall, even September.
Maybe October.
Or just don't come to Canada.
No, come.
No, I think May's too early. May it can snow one day in May.
It can.
So June, July, August. I would say that's end September.
You're in the sweet spot there, aren't you? Yeah, those are the. It's actually depressing to say the main golf months is 4 months.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to push back a little bit. Like, I know I've been playing a little bit late into October even the last few years, and it seems like the season's starting later, but May, you just never know. You can have a day where it's beautiful, and then the next day it's literally flurries. So
when you're out at Bear, I mean, you can play 12 months there, no problem.
It's pretty dicey for 6 months, but you just get a lot of rain. If you're willing to deal with rain, that's not a big deal.
But it's not cold.
It's cold as well. It's not great. It's nice in the summer. It's the same as here, but yeah.
Okay. All right. One more, and then we are back to testing, guys. I want to get your thoughts before. If you did join us, did you manage to see the intro, the brand new intro? Casey, can we play that again while we've got people on? Yeah. Just while we've got you guys on, we've got 389 people on. I would just want to get your thoughts on the new intro. I love it. We certainly love it. Just hit that one up on there.
Yeah, you should just double click.
Okay. Thoughts? Would love to hear them. Yeah, I think, again, for those who joined us at the start, I really like how it's come out. We were obviously looking for some kind of like a freshness to the intro music. Obviously there was some kind of love for the original or the intro music we had originally. We did feel it was time for, and that was a generic, I wanted to say we pulled that out like a library of different tunes. That is more of the vibe that we wanted to have. So David is saying it looks amazing, maybe a bit long, but it's super clean. Okay, fair enough. The intro is dope. We need some Mikey at the end, Magic Mike. The intro rocks. Love it. Love the multi-view. Excellent. Some cool feedback. Yeah, looking forward to hearing what people think about it. I like it a lot. Something that can evolve as we, the tiles and stuff like that can definitely evolve as we play different places. We have cool new. That's amazing. That is loud. I've got 4 15-inch subwoofers though. That is so funny. Yeah, I think, to be honest, that intro feels more like TXG to me. The original didn't feel like it was just ours, because other people would send me videos. There was like an Italian leather shoe company that had the same intro. Like, it wasn't ours. It was one that you can use from many. But yeah, it is cool. Be interested to hear the thoughts. All right. Guys, we're going to love you and leave you. Have a great week. We will try to come live next week. We're going to be in California. We're heading down to Titleist, to Oceanside, for testing the new Titleist woods. So we're going to try to do a live from down there, guys. So it might be a slightly different time just due to travel, etc. But we'll try to be there. All right.
Perfect.
See you next week.
See you then.